What is up, ladies and gents? My name is Ballistic, and let me just say y'all are looking lovely this fine evening. And as you can see, I'm playing some South Park Stick of Truth for ya. This actually isn't my gameplay footage, this is Guitar Game Guy's footage. He's currently doing a complete walkthrough on his channel, so head on over to his channel after this video. Links down below, all that stuff. But let's get into this. Today it's not really about the gameplay, it's about a story and a experience I had about a week or two ago. I think it was like 2 weeks ago with GameStop, and a little issue I had. And I'm sure y'all have had your own share of issues with GameStop, and you know, a lot of bullshit we've had to deal with over the years. So let me just give you a little background info on my history with GameStop. I've actually been shopping at GameStop since I own a PlayStation 2, and I was actually shopping at EB Games before that when I owned a Game Boy SP, and that shop eventually turned into a GameStop. I think they bought EB Games out. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure about that, but yes, the store changed, and after it changed into a GameStop, I have been dealing with bullshit for a long time, and just a lot of product pushing and a lot of unfriendly employees, let me just say that, and return policy issues, all the shit, guys, just a whole bunch of shit. I'm sure you have experienced the same stuff as I have. So about a week or two ago, I'm pretty sure it was 2 weeks ago, I was kind of in that reminiscent mood. You know, I felt like playing an old game that I haven't played in a while, and play a game that I really enjoyed and just bring back some old memories. So I was digging through my archives in my brain, and I was like, you know what, what's a good game that I haven't played in a long time? And I'm like, you know what, Fallout 3 was a fantastic game. And I was just like, come on, let's bring back some memories. So I hop in my car, I drive to GameStop, and I'm like, let's buy a copy of Fallout 3. I walk through the door, no biggie, and I'm like, sir, do you have a copy of Fallout 3? He said, yes, we do, sir. We have used copies. They're all, I think they had like 4 copies. They're all $5. And I'm like, fantastic, sir. This is great. This is great. And I was actually all energetic. I'm like, $5? Is this some bullshit? I'm like, is this a mistake? He said, no, sir. We've just had these copies for a while, and you know, it's a fairly old game. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna argue with the guy. So I hand him the money. I stand there for 40 minutes answering the 500 questions you normally have to answer when you buy a game from GameStop, and I walked out the door. Now keep in mind, guys, this GameStop, it's about 20 minutes away from my house. I used to have some GameStops closer, but I think they closed down or they moved. I don't know. I didn't go to them a lot just because, you know, they had kind of shit. They had shit employees. Let me just say that. So, you know, I'm driving home. I'm excited. And this game was like $5. So I was like, okay, I'm ready to dive into this. I get home, pop the game in my PlayStation. Nothing comes up. Nothing's even starting. It's a black screen. I'm like, okay, what's the deal? It's probably my system. I probably have to empty the hard drive. I have to clean up some, make room. That's what I'm trying to say. So I clean my hard drive and I pop the disc back in. Black screen again. I'm like, okay, what is the deal? I take the disc out, I flop it over. It looked like somebody scraped their ass hairs against this disc. This thing had scratches, like somebody made their cat use it as a scratching post. These were deep scratches too. I think I found a shit stain on that, a booger that was about a foot long. This thing was completely fucked up. It looked like somebody had it up their ass for 2 weeks. No lie, guys. This thing was just destroyed. And my reaction was, alright, 2 things. Who the hell treats their game disc like that? And number 2, why the fuck is GameStop selling this bullshit to people? They're used games. They have like a guarantee or policy or something saying, oh, all our games will run. They're guaranteed. And I've been buying used games from GameStop for years, and I haven't had this problem. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay, this isn't my problem. GameStop is going to do 2 things. 1, either hand me my money back, or 2, give me another copy. I hop back in the car. I drive to GameStop. I have a freaking scowl on my face. I'm like, this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. But I'm not mad because they're going to do something about it. I bust through that door. I break the door down. I have a smile on my face. I'm like, sir, you sold me a game that doesn't work. Check this disc out. It looks like this thing has been up somebody's asshole, and their ass hairs have been grinding on it for about 2 weeks. And he's like, sir, I apologize. Would you like me to give you another copy? I said, yes, sir. Thank you. That would be great. He pulls out another used copy, checks the disc, and this disc is actually beautiful. I actually had a tear in my eye. I'm like, this is absolutely fantastic. And I was like, who would treat a disc so beautifully? I was like, this disc was absolutely perfect. I was like, sir, I'll take that one. He said, all right, no problem. It'll still be $5. We won't charge you anymore. I said, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He said, he rings me up again, and then he takes my old disc, puts it in another Fallout 3 used box, and he puts it back on the fucking shelf. Now, my reaction was, I was kind of pissed because some little kid is gonna come in here and he's gonna grab that disc like I did, and he's gonna bring it home, and this kid's gonna cry, and maybe this kid lives really far away, and he won't be able to come back to the store. So I said, I had to say something. I'm not standing for this bullshit. I said, sir, hold up. The game doesn't work. You can't put it back on the shelf. He said, oh, well, store policy says we can't throw a game away. And I'm like, oh, hold up. The game doesn't work. You're trying to sell a broken game. He said, yes, but we can't do it. I'm like, well, call fucking corporate. You're not putting that shit back. And we got into this whole ordeal over this, and I wasn't really gonna get mad because I had my copy, but I was getting pissed because they were trying to sell a broken game that didn't work and had 12-inch boogers on it. This thing, it wasn't right. It was bad business. So, you know, it wasn't my problem, but it's the company's problem, and they're standing there selling broken games. Now, I've had issues buying headsets and they don't work there too. I've never had a problem buying a used game and they don't work. So like I said, I'm sure y'all have had your own little issues with GameStop. Most of them probably deal with you buying a $60 game, going through that door the next day trying to sell it, and they only give you $30. Now, I feel like, yeah, that kind of pisses us all off, but then that's supply and demand, and they have to make money, and they can't just give you full price, you know, full cash back right when you bring it back the next day. That's economy for you guys. But the fact that this company is are just bad business people pisses me off. You guys are like the #1 game retailer in America, maybe even in the world, and you're bullshitting people. You can't do that. Maybe it's because they don't have that much competition as far as retail stores go, but I feel like you can't do that when you're the only retailer. You have to play your cards right. You can't just throw all your straws out at once. So what am I saying to you guys? I'm not saying boycott GameStop and just hold signs outside of the stores. No, I'm just saying be careful what you buy from GameStop. I'm saying if you buy a used game, check the discs because they're not guaranteed. I don't care what their policy says. It's not guaranteed. Now let's talk about some of the other issues we've all had with GameStop. Well, maybe just me. I've had the one other big issue that I had with GameStop was my friend bought me a game for Christmas. I already had the game, so I took it to GameStop. I'm like, sir, I already have this game. Here's my receipt. I got it from my friend. Let me get some cash back or something, store credit, whatever. I don't care. I'm just trying to get rid of the game. I already have it. He's like, sir, oh, well, we can't take this game because he bought it with a credit card. And I'm like, hold up. I have a fucking receipt. My friend bought it for me. I want to return it. Give me some store motherfucking credit. And he's like, no, we can't do it, sir. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And he's like, it's not in the store policy. And I'm like, what store policy? He's like, look at the back of your fucking receipt. I'm like, okay, I turn the receipt over. It says nothing about, you know, if a buddy buys you a game for Christmas and you try to return it, you can't return it. It says nothing about that. He said, this is what he said. He's like, it's implied. I'm like, hold up, motherfucker. If it doesn't say in the receipt in black and white, it's not in the policy. It's not in the policy if on the back of your receipt, if it doesn't say that. And he's like, do you want to speak to the manager? I'm like, no, motherfucker. I'm going to get my friend in here, and I'm going to sell this bitch. And he's like, okay, whatever. So, right now, I'm ranting. I apologize, guys. But, by all means, just be careful when it comes to buying stuff from GameStop because they're a faulty motherfucking company.